Good evening and welcome. It's nighttime. It's the Steel Toe Evening Show. 2 hours to go. Hopefully 2.5. Hopefully 2.5. That would be great. I'm very excited about tonight's show. And I know I say that a lot. And most of the time, I'm full of shit. But I really am. You know what? I can't even let that go. That was supposed to be funny, but I don't want people to take that seriously. I'm usually, I would say 85 to 90% of the time I sit down to do a show, I'm very excited. I love doing this so much. I get nervous before and during every show. I think that's great. I never want to lose that. I get nervous, man, before every show. I'm sitting here and the co-host is next to me and I can't speak to him, man. I can't say a word, except Oz. Oz and I, we banter up until the second the mics turn on. Otherwise, man, I am so nervous. I'm like, man, I hope I don't fuck this up, man. I hope, especially the last 2 years, I get more nervous before a show. I'll tell you, when I was on the radio and we had hit number one and I knew deep down, I knew the show wasn't going anywhere. Like, it was just kind of, this is the rest of my life now. Hopefully I can retire on this someday. And like, the existential dread in the back of my mind was, oh my God, radio's not going to be around long enough for me to support myself doing this. But when it comes to the radio show, I wasn't getting nervous anymore because there was nobody new to talk to. You were just in that area. I get nervous now because it's like, I think every day there's like 1,200 unique new visitors. I think it's like 1,200 unique and like 4,000 or like 1,200 unique new people and like 40-some hundred. I think like 5,000 or 6,000 people watch this channel a day, like different human beings. And I think we're at like 10,000 views a day or something gross like that. It's really awesome. It's more than we've ever had listening to us before. But, and you know, monthly, it's like 40,000 different people. It's fucking crazy. I love it. But I'm always talking to I'm talking to thousands of new people every day. So I get like nervous before every show, and I think that's a good thing. I didn't used to get that way in radio. I get that way now because I'm like, I got to keep this thing growing. I got to make, like, when you're supported, when the listeners support you and it's their money, especially when times are tough, and it's their hard-earned money that is keeping your business, your show afloat, you have to give them, like, it's like running any other business. It's like running a pizzeria or anything else. You got to give them what they paid for and more so they keep coming back, so they enjoy you, they like you. People are, like, look at DSP. People aren't going to keep going back and giving a guy money if he's a dick and he's going to beg and just shit on you for it. But if someone is grateful and gracious and humble about it, people will put up with, they'll put up with it and go, all right, look. Like, you should all be slightly annoyed by the fact that we ask for money. You should be slightly annoyed. That's how you should start off. Like, the people who criticize us and go, oh, they beg for money. They're not wrong to be bothered by it. What they miss is you tune in, you listen, and you go, oh, I get it now. This is a good show. I'll put up with that part of it. Even if I don't chip in, I'll put up with that part of it. But as a host, if you're doing this right, you go, all right, these people are giving you money. Don't fuck around with them. Respect them. Treat them nice and give them a good show. You know, spend a couple hours every day preparing stuff for them. Give them tap dance, you sack of shit. So it's just nice to have that feeling that before every show, after 15 years now of broadcasting and 2 of them only being on the internet, it's great to have that feeling back that I used to have when I was in Litchfield and I was constantly trying to move up. It's nice to have that tightness in my chest and my shoulders while the intro music is running. And, you know, if the first couple of minutes don't go well and I don't feel I'm falling into a groove, you know, to get that kind of, oh, shit, you better move on, fuckface. We got to make this go. I like having that feeling back, man. It's awesome. Aaron, your pecs look great in that shirt. No Pen 15 fathead. I'm going to tell you this. I never take you seriously, so I'm going to assume that's an insult, and it hurts my feelings. Thank you. Granny says, I liked the stream. Does that make me gay? Yes, you are remarkably gay, and I want everyone being gay. Everyone get gay right now. Let's all be gay and hit the like on the stream.
Hit the subscribe button, smash that like button, and click the bell to get notifications.
And we're about 20 subs away from April's magic 5,000 that we didn't get to last week. Ah, shucks. No Pen 15 says, oh no, God, you look good. I ate. You ready for this? I don't feel good. I feel like a balloon. I'm on 2 different medications now for this tooth. I got a call from my dentist today. I found out about the tooth. And the situation with the tooth is this. When they were doing the root, so I had an infection in there from a filling breaking, and that tooth had an infection before we went to vacation. This was before the root canal. And I had to get some antibiotics and a steroid. And then that cleared up after we got back from vacation. Well, then we had a root canal done, and I guess they said the tooth wasn't dead. Like when they were doing a root canal, the tooth was still alive. So it bled, it inflamed, it did all of this shit after they did the root canal, and I got another infection and swollen gum tissue inside the tooth because the tooth's not dead. So now I'm dealing with that, and they gave me a more increased round of antibiotics, and I got more steroids, so I'm on that now. So fingers crossed, after 7 days of these drugs, they'll crown that motherfucker, and we're done. If you want to crown them, then crown their asses. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. God bless Dennis Green, by the way. One of my probably my favorite Vikings coach of my lifetime. I love Denny Green. Zen Rhino says, be careful, Aaron. I heard steroids can make your balls and penis even tinier. What does even mean? What do you mean even? What are you saying, that I have a small dick to begin with? Who you been talking to? Have you been talking to Marquise? Because he's a fucking liar. All right? He's never seen my dick twice. Ever. P.A. Cheddar says Aaron is going to be jacked with all the steroids. Oh, yeah. I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow. I'm going to get some sparring in. I'm going to crack somebody's fucking skull. Ugh. Hey, I know something that like 5 of you will be excited for. Maybe more. Who knows? Tomorrow's interview guest, I'm trying to get back on the interview schedule. It's a little hard to keep booking people every week. We may make it a monthly thing. How many of you know who Husey is? I'm going to be talking to Husey tomorrow, which is great because Husey and I are a couple of O&A fans. He interviews people. I interview people. I found out this weekend he's a massive boxing fan. So we're going to talk some boxing there as well, so I'm sure a lot of you will hate that. But Husey's just a really funny guy. He's got a funny YouTube channel. I believe it's just called Husey. I think it used to be called Husey Entertainment, but he doesn't really feel he's entertaining anymore, so now he just calls it Husey. He's great, and I'm excited to talk to him tomorrow at noon, and then we will upload that later in the day. Just put out a new Brendan Schaub yesterday, put out a new DSP today from this morning's show. You guys want to check that out, please do. And, of course, like and subscribe and all that shit. Thank you very much to Balls Deep for a $3 super sticker. Appreciate that. Here you go, guys. $2.90 is the goal tonight. There you are, $2.90. There's the PayPal link in the chat. YouTube, super chats, all of that stuff counts as well. Memberships. I think memberships or Patreons is a great way to gauge, like, if I'm going to give to Steel Toe, what's enough? I think the membership that throws us $5 a month, everybody does that, we'd be more than fine. So that's a great way to do it. Otherwise, if you just want to chip into PayPal every once in a while, hey, that's exciting as well. But $2.90 away from the goal, that's our break-even point for the night. And, of course, if we hit that, we do 30 minutes of overtime. We tack that on to the end of the show. And I will tell you this, we have a very busy show tonight. A lot of people to make fun of, a lot of news to talk about. We're going to go all over the place like usual. You know, you can't really put this show in a corner. We're not a reaction channel. We're not a drama channel. We're not a news channel. We're not a sports channel. We're not a politics channel. But we'll get to all of it. I like that. I like when we do like we put a Brendan Schaub clip out there and someone goes, yeah, all you do is look at people more famous than you and then you make fun of them. It's like, well, that's one of the things we do. Absolutely. But I always tell them, go watch our whole show. We do everything. Everything. Terry T-Boy says, what's the deal with all the Ace of Base talk on Twitter today? Very gay. Oh, I just put a tweet out there quoting April that said Ace of Base is my favorite band. It was just a stupid, dumb thing. I was bored last night, and I put it up there to humiliate her. She would never say that. She would never say that. P.H. Cheddar says, speaking of boxing, have you seen the Adrian Peterson celebrity boxing match? Le'Veon Bell knocked him out. No, I missed that. I'm sure if we play it on YouTube, we'll get popped, right? I'm willing to bet. Adrian Peterson versus Le'Veon Bell. It makes sense. Le'Veon Bell, I feel like, is a bigger boy than Adrian Peterson. Oh, this is just some guy's channel. This is just cell phone video, so I think we could probably get away with this. Right now, April's going, why would you fucking try? Why are you doing this? But this is Le'Veon Bell, Adrian Peterson. All right, I'll check it out. Adrian Peterson, longtime Viking. Kind of a piece of shit, but I don't know. Is he a piece of shit, or is that kid stuff? I feel like that's just him being a dumb redneck hillbilly. Like, he grew up a dumb redneck hillbilly who got hit with a stick, so he came up a dumb redneck hillbilly, and he did dumb redneck hillbilly shit to his kid. I feel like he's just a big, dumb southerner. But, who knows? Anyway, he's fighting Le'Veon Bell. I have not seen this yet. Le'Veon Bell looks good. Yeah, I'll tell you this, just from watching these first couple of seconds, Adrian Peterson is super tight. He throws his punches kind of slow. Le'Veon Bell's got a... Like, sometimes you can just look at an amateur guy's stance and know that he knows what he's doing. Like, Le'Veon Bell may not be, like, a trained professional, but he knows what he's doing. You know, he's one of those guys where, like, if you put him in there with a pro, he might have enough smarts to get through a round. Oh! Uh-oh. Nope, it's over. Yeah, he can't walk. Boy, I tell you, that, you know what that is, too? That was a good right hand, don't get me wrong, but that is a glass jaw. I mean, you find out very early on in boxing if you... A chin, there's very little you can do to help your chin. Maybe you can do neck exercises. You can have a stronger neck. I mean, your head doesn't bounce around as much. It might not, give you that torque that knocks you out. But there are very few things you can do for not being able to take a punch. It's one of those things where you can either do it or you can't do it. I can kind of do it. I've been buzzed by punches in sparring before where your legs are a little noodly for a minute or so after. In the fight I lost, I didn't really get hit with anything hard that, like, hurt me, that rocked me. He caught me in the middle of my nose, and the fucking thing just started gushing. So that kind of, that fucked me. But nothing he was landing was like, ow, shit, oh, I'm hurt, oh, I'm in trouble. He did swarm me at one point. My nose was just gushing blood, and I took a knee. But, like, never anything where I went, oh, shit, I'm hurt, I'm in trouble. It was just the fucking nose and they stopped it. Nothing you can do. But that, yeah, if you find out you can't take a shot, there's very little you can do for that. Yeah, he's, they call that chinny in the business. That is a chinny fella. Triple N says, after a career of huge collisions, what Adrian needed was a knockout. Yeah, I don't know if a guy who did what Adrian Peterson did for a living I don't know if a guy like that should be hitting the head for a bunch of times. Marquis says, are you a pro or an amateur? I am an amateur, sir. Although, yeah, I mean, this may sound weird to you, but bottom-level professional boxing, like the really shitty bottom guys who just, they skip over amateurs and go pro. They're not skilled at all. In many instances, there are some amateurs who might actually do better against a bottom-ranked professional than they do against amateurs, oddly enough, because it's, especially if you're like a slow power punching kind of an amateur, you don't get credit for body punches in amateur boxing. A lot of people don't know that. You go in there and you pound a guy and terrorize him to his body, and those old, shitty judges, amateur boxing is some of the most terrible slave judges ever. They're such a slave to this format of, well, I have to see this part of the glove, touch this particular part of the face, and then that counts as a point. And then if that, it's like, it doesn't, like if a guy let's say a guy's working inside, like a Joe Frazier in today's amateur boxing rules could hardly win a match unless he won by knockout. Because you would sit there and you would go, let's say a guy like tapped him 3 times with a jab, and then Frazier just came over with a left hook, boom, and just smacked him right in the head. Now, if you and I were scoring that fight, we go, oh shit, that little exchange there, Frazier won that exchange. He sent the guy halfway across the ring with that one shot. These dumb fucking amateur judges will give that exchange to the other guy because, well, technically he landed more scoring shots on the other guy. It's fucking stupid. It's really dumb. Balls Deep says top amateurs are scary. Yeah, better than the low-level professionals by a sight. Max says, I think you're a better coach than a player. Yeah, I'm too old to be like a really good player when it comes to boxing, but I could train the shit out of somebody who's got some physical tools. Beat up the body, then go to the head, says P.A. Cheddar. Unfortunately, you don't really have time in amateur boxing. You got 3 2-minute rounds, and you don't get a lot of credit for body punching. Bluesier says, Aaron hasn't won a fight. I won my last one, but believes he could take out a low-ranking pro. LOL, that's why I watched. Did I say that? I believe I said a lot of amateurs would have an easier time against a low-ranked, shitty pro. You got to clean out your ears, buddy. You got to clean out those ears, Belusier. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The legendary side effect says, I got hit in the eye by someone so hard, it should have made me blind, but I'm still 20/20. Yeah, there's only one way to find out if you can take a punch, and that's to get hit really hard in the face. There's no other way to find out. Jay Santos says, instead of cornhole, let's do boxing matches at the next Steel Toe barbecue. P.A. Cheddar says, Mayweather knocked out the Japanese guy's second round. Wasn't a great fight, only 3 rounds. Well, yeah, he just did that because the Japanese gave him a dickload of money to go do it. Now he's going to go fight that YouTuber in Abu Dhabi, and they're going to bring him a wheelbarrow full of money. And Floyd even said it himself. He said, I'm only doing this because these are no-risk fights, and they're paying me a shitload to do it. Why not? Mick Marshall says, I hate that amateur boxing doesn't score knockdowns. Oh, I found that out the hard way. When my second fight was over, I went, well, at the very worst, it's a draw because that round's 10-8. I knocked him down. And I thought the round before that was going to be 10-8 because he turned his back on me 4 times after I hurt him, and the ref had to stop and reset. I thought that was bullshit. I thought I was going to get 10-8 for that for sure, but one judge thought he won that round. Amazingly. It's a really shitty scoring system, for sure. P.A. Cheddar says, if you have confidence in yourself, then why do it? Well, if you don't have confidence in yourself, then why do it? Who, me? I don't think I said I didn't have confidence. All right. Balls Deep says, Matt Mitrione detached Marcus the Darkness Retina in The Ultimate Fighter way back when. Yes, Mitrione was once a Minnesota Viking. Oh, cool. P.A. Cheddar says, Mayweather found out some kind of info, and he said he was going to demand more money. What, he's going to let the other guy do steroids? Taste Fairy says, do you think Logan Paul is going to beat Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia? Not this time, but I'll tell you this. That kid is good, man. And if he stays training and he commits to pro wrestling, I think he can be good enough to be a realistic, like believable, suspend your disbelief kind of a champion. I think it's too early to pull the trigger on that now. It wouldn't be as bad as Arquette winning the WCW title, but it would be kind of, I don't know. It's a good, it draws eyeballs in that wouldn't normally watch WWE, and then Logan can lose the match, and then everybody's happy. You saw Jake Paul got sued by Eddie Hearn. I did see that for like defamation or something like that. Wow, you guys are all over the place with your questions tonight. Thank you. I'm enjoying it very much. April will be here in about a half hour or so. She's just dropping the kids off. 290 away from our goal tonight. If you want to get us started, Balls Deep came in with 3. But if you want to start us off in the 5-10 range or anything like that, please do. Again, 290 away from our goal. And if we knock that goal out, we add a half hour on to the end of the show. There is the PayPal link in the chat. But super chats and memberships count as well. Mick Marshall says, boxing is a great sport that is rotten and corrupt from bottom to top. Yeah, it sucks. It's that part of it. The sport of boxing is great. The business of boxing is awful. Legendary Side Effect says, hurting people doesn't make you cool, and you will grow old to regret it unless it is in a pro setting. Well, like amateur boxing? You don't really get hurt in amateur boxing, says the guy who had his nose blown up. But, like, you don't get super hurt. There's just not enough time. Like I said, it's 2-minute rounds, 3 minutes, or 3 rounds. There's not enough time to really, unless you're really overmatched and shouldn't be there, then it's pretty bad. Shitty Imposter Syndrome says, I saw Logan hosting slap fights. Good. Why are you telling me to shut up? I'm confused. Legendary Side Effect says that's still a pro setting. Oh, I see what you're saying, man. Josh Denny says the guy that dropped to his knees in front of his wife. Wow, that's very hurtful, Josh. Why would you say something like that? That was too goddamn far. Triple N says hurting people isn't cool, but it isn't not cool. Loaded Wrench says that Plow Dog 26 got hands. You know what? I don't want to talk about Plow Dog 26. Somebody wrote to me today that Jake Hudson's X videos account that he started for himself actually gained a lot of subscribers today because of our show. I cannot tell you how disappointed in all of you I am. And horrified. I'm disappointed and horrified at the same time that you guys went and subbed up to. I bet you Jake Hudson's X videos site got more new subscribers tonight or today than our YouTube channel did. That is fucked up, my friends. Loaded Wrench, yeah, you sick bastards. I agree. Shitty Imposter Syndrome, I was telling Legendary to shut up. Doesn't matter. All right, cool. Balls Deep says, I love the sip timing. You know me. Always sipping, my friend. Legendary Side Effect says, this is a great show. I have never been mentioned ever by anyone. I am dripping. For Christ's sake. I don't need another listener that goes and starts a porn page. I can't handle it. Any more of that. No. Hulkamasha Baby says, that's disturbing. Believe me. Citizen M says, I dropped to my knees in front of April, but only because Aaron was knighting me. You're a goddamn gentleman, sir. You're a goddamn gentleman. Why the fuck is Jake Hudson on X videos? Do you really want to do this? Do you really want to do this? Jake Hudson, Dave25 sent it to me. And he said, this is what Jake did. And I clicked on the link, and it's Jake pleasuring himself on an X videos thing. I didn't watch it. I only saw the thumbnail. I have not watched it. It's troubling all the least. Let's go to Cody with $10 over on PayPal. Cody says he called the shit poop, and then just says no reason. All right, thank you, buddy. And Birdman says, have some money for getting me through the week 1 of college. It's been a nightmare. Thanks, pal. That's very generous of you. Save some of those shekels for buying the broad Svedka instead of Kharkov. You gentleman, you dapper fuck. Oh, man. Are you kidding? 20-year-old girls, if you're in college and you're one of the guys holding Svedka, you're a lot better off than those Kharkovs and Phillips motherfuckers. So anyway, all right. Let's do some things, shall we? Thank you to everybody who's chipped in. Starting to knock our goal out tonight. Appreciate that. 260 away. Appreciate that, boys. If anyone else wants to throw in, please do. All right, what's our first one? Oh, David Hogg. This is fun. You remember this obnoxious little fuck? David Hogg is that kid after the Parkland shooting was like, I'm going to come get everybody's guns. And he thinks that because he used a couple of his classmates died while he ran away and hid, that made him an expert on gun control. One of the things I hate about politics and why I'll never get involved in it, I'll watch it from outside and make fun of all these people, these Republicans, these Democrats, all these fucking buffoons, is that they do this disingenuous thing where as long as they can find a victim, they'll put them forward instead of finding an expert on a thing where we can all have an intelligent conversation. They just throw a victim out there because they think, oh, well, they won't attack a victim. And I do like that some people in politics have just gone, you know what? Fuck it. I'll attack a victim. Who's first? I like that. You know, when they brought that, I think it started with Greta Thunberg. You know, before that, it was the Bush family using, soldiers. Like, you don't support the troops if you're against the war. Republicans and Democrats love using victims to shield themselves with. You know, so the victim can take the arrows and they stay safe. So Bush did it with you don't like the war, you don't support the troops. And people went, oh, but I support the troops. And then, like, with these school shootings, they would start grabbing these freaky lefty pinko kids, and they'd go, we're going to take everybody's guns away. The Second Amendment is bullshit, and if you don't agree with that, you're glad my friends are dead. And then people will go, hey, fuck you, kid. Don't take my guns. Be like, did you hear that? They told that poor school shooting victim to go fuck themselves. It's like, no, they're not a school shooting victim. They lived. They're a survivor. What are you talking about? I was just saying their argument about the Second Amendment is bullshit. Oh, really? Says, well, there's someone who watched their friend die right next to him. I mean, Greta Thunberg was another one where like everyone pointed out, like, dude, I think she's like fucking autistic or something, and she's just sitting here screaming about the end of the world. And then meanwhile, you find out her parents are nuts, and they just kind of threw all this fear shit into her autistic brain, and then she spit it back out at everybody with furor. And the minute critics of her went, why is this fucking autistic kid lecturing us about the climate? Like, oh, now you're attacking an autistic child? Okay, I won't call her autistic. Why is this fucking kid lecturing me on the climate? How dare you attack a kid who has autism? Wait, I left the autism part out of it this time, and I just said she's full of shit, and she's creepy. Oh, so now little children are creepy. You're attacking children. It's this thing they do, and it's done by both sides. And now you have this David Hogg. He's kind of grown up a little now, and he's not like a 16, 17-year-old annoying bag of shit. Now he's like a 20, 21-year-old super obnoxious hunk of shit, and he goes out there and just still says stupid shit. I think every once in a while he goes out there in front of a microphone and goes, hey, remember me? I'm the kid who was in the school shooting. And they see him with a creepy, like, stringy beard, and they're like, get the fuck out of here. We're done with you. You're not a cute little kid anymore. Now you're like a dumb, everybody hates a college sophomore who thinks he knows everything. Get the fuck out of here, you patchouli-smelling weirdo. But David Hogg, like, still can find a microphone and still can run his mouth. And I think mostly now he does it on Twitter. As people are saying, how does pillow business go? Yeah, he was trying to compete with Mike Lindell for a while in the pillow business. It didn't work. I think it fell through already. I think his partner dropped out. The funding's gone. I think the pillow thing is dead. I mean, you know how shitty you have to be at pillows to not outlast Mike Lindell? I think he's about this close to being done with all the crazy shit he's been getting into. So David Hogg decided he was on Twitter, and he's just a fucking cry for attention. I mean, this kid is textbook. We all know a David Hogg in our lives. Just that person who just says wild, dumb shit. Like, they care more about the attention they'll get for the thing they say than they do that the thing they say is correct or not stupid. He tweeted, like the number of people I know who literally throw big actual birthday parties for their dogs, that they have friends invited and everything is awesome, but also very telling of our changing view of having children and our economic condition. Now, first of all, anyone who has a birthday party for their dogs should be fucking monitored. All right? These people are terrorists. You can give them a treat or something. It's not, they don't know when their fucking birthday is. It's not like a kid where a kid knows their birthday is coming up. And they're like, are you getting me anything for my birthday? Like, the dog we have, like, if you told him, like, it's his birthday, he'd just go, all right, I have to go shit, and then I want to eat that moth. And that would be it. So David Hogg then tweeted, like me, I'm never planning on having kids. I would much rather own a Porsche and have a Portuguese water dog and golden doodle. Now, first of all, I am a Chiweenie owner, but at least I know it's gay. At least I say it with the level of shame you should be saying it with. David Hogg is out here bragging about the fact that he wants a Portuguese water dog. That even sounds gay. If I didn't know what a Portuguese water dog looks like, I'd hold out my hand to David Hogg and I'd go, I bet you $4 million that's a gay-looking dog. Nothing named a Portuguese water dog is going to eat your kid. If your kid gets eaten by a Portuguese water dog, you've got a dumb fucking kid. I'd rather own a Porsche. So it's nice to know that even in his fantasies, David Hogg is a douche, because people who own Porsches are douches. It's such a basic bitch's fancy car. Like, I'm not saying Porsches aren't like great sports cars or anything, but it's like the basic bitch's fancy car. Like, it's not like, oh, I get it, like detailed. Like, this is the kind I get, and I've researched it, and I've looked at it. He just thinks Porsche sounds cool, so he says it. You know, it's not like he says, oh, I got a McLaren. You know, you're like, oh, that guy's looked, you know, he's done his shit. I got an Aston Martin. You know, you're like, oh, this guy's done his fucking homework. This guy's like, I've heard Porsche is good. I'll get a Porsche. He says, I'm going to have a Porsche and have a Porsche and a Porsche and a Portuguese water dog and golden doodle. Long term, it's cheaper, better for the environment, and will never tell you that it hates you or ask you to pay for college. Uh-oh, old daddy issues David coming out, it seems. That lets on a little too much there, Dave. I'm going to have a Porsche and a Portuguese water dog. Good. You know, when you're 67 and you're dying young because you stress yourself out with this politics shit, when you're dying in your Porsche, your Portuguese water dog will be inside waiting to eat your eyes out of the socket, you fucking weirdo. I never plan on having kids. Now, David Hogg is getting shit on for this, but I think he's getting shit on for the wrong reasons. It's not the never planning on having kids. Like, I go to the, like, Not the Bee, and they're really conservative and religious, so they're like, oh, he says he's not having kids. How terrible is that? Dude, he's a 21, 22-year-old limp-wristed liberal douchebag. He shouldn't want to have kids right now. That's a normal thing for someone in their early 20s to think. It's just that most people in their early 20s don't feel the need to go rant about it on Twitter and talk about how they're saving the planet. And then, I'm going to have a Porsche and a Portuguese water dog. Ugh. I love... Now, at 20... Again... A 21, 22-year-old should be that cunt shallow. Like, that I have no problem with. But don't brag about the gay dog that you're getting and the gay car that you're getting and then go, because it's better for the environment. This kid has always just been so hateable to me. And it's almost like if people went like, oh, what are the reasons you find David Hogg to be so obnoxious and you hate him so much? I can't verbalize it to you right now. I would just show you these tweets and I'd go, ugh, that's why. And they'd go, oh, yeah, he sounds like a desperate cry for attention.
Just say you're gay.
Exactly.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Yes. Porsches suck. That's nothing to strive for. That's what I mean. Like, a Porsche is fine if you came up with nothing. Buying a Porsche is an accomplishment. But in terms of, like, the nice car people, a Porsche is like, I don't know, what's a middle-of-the-road, like, decent, like, it's a fine car if you grew up working class, but it's not, like, crazy good. Maybe, like, a luxury Buick. Might be like, oh, you know, for a kid who, you know, grew up driving used Kias, you know, a Buick LaCrosse or whatever the fuck their big one is now, that's not so bad. But if you grew up like a car guy and you like no cars, you're like Jay Leno would look at a Porsche and go, oh, you know, that's nice. You know, he wouldn't stop to look at your new Porsche and tell you how great it is. He'd go, oh, you got a Porsche? Yeah, that car's fine. It's about it. That's all a Porsche deserves. And a Portuguese water dog, he'd run you over with your Porsche for telling him that. Thank you very much to Brian for the $10 over on PayPal. Appreciate that, buddy. It's going to knock our goal down to $250 tonight. Thank you, guys. You know, we always say we're in good shape if we're under 200 by the time the top of the hour comes around. So you guys are looking pretty good there. Thank you very much. There's the link down in the chat to PayPal. But otherwise, the YouTube stuff counts as well. Let me catch up with the chat. I see that I've got a couple of donors to thank here. We will get to that. I'm not forgetting about you. The only thing gay about me is my owner, says Gordy. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Citizen M says, anyone throwing a birthday party for a fucking dog is weird. If it was a cat, however, that's different. As long as they throw the cat in the fire at the end, I fucking hate cats. Citizen M, I'm sorry. I know that was out of line and uncalled for, but I fucking hate them. Max says, yeah, real women drive Tahoes. Fuck you, I like my Tahoe. Kale says, I have a Corvette. It was a way better choice than a Porsche. Costs a fortune to work on. My grandpa always had a saying about, like, expensive stuff. He had a saying, if you have to look at the price tag, you can't afford it. And I think that's a pretty good way to live. Like, if you're looking at stuff and you're going, let me just check this. Like, nope, leave it. Fucking leave it there. You don't need it. Like, leave it alone. And it kind of cuts both ways. It's both saying, look, if you have to look at that price tag, show a little discipline. Don't buy it right now if it's going to put you in a spot. But then on the other side, it's like, hey, if you're buying something, you're walking around, you go, I love that. I don't care what it costs. Then you can probably afford it. You're good. So, yes, thank you to Brian. Also, thank you to Rupert for the $9.99. Rupert says, boy, you guys are busy in the chat tonight. I got to play catch up. Sorry for the people I skip. Thank God that David Hogg isn't going to procreate. We have enough of him. That's true. You don't want to spread that seed. Isn't that great? You know, all those really whiny, super progressive liberals that we hate so much, they don't want to have children, so that means that blood ends with them. And then those really super right-wing conservative douchebags that are really obnoxious, women tend to not really want to fuck them because they're all like, they look malnourished and goofy because they're inside on the internet all fucking day. They don't have children. The incel types, and their bloodline kind of dies. I feel like we could probably wait this thing out in a generation. Let's just build a bunker and come back up when these unfuckable shuds are dead. That might be the way to go, you guys. And thank you also to Samuel becoming a member for his 5th month. Just says, fuck St. Cloud. Well, it's to the point, is it not? That means we are 240 away from our goal tonight. Thank you guys very much for that. 240 away. Granny says, is it because none of David Hogg's friends planned on dying young? Oof, cuts a little deep. You're assuming he was friends with any of those kids. There was a rumor going around that like one of the, I can't remember who it was, and I don't want to say who it was anyway in case this turned out not to be true. But that, like, some of the kids who were talking about gun control and all that shit after Parkland, like, bullied the shooter. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea. But I heard that, and I think that would be pretty ironic. People are saying he's gay. He never will have children. David Hogg should be banned from having kids. Mick Marshall says he insists upon himself. Yes, very much. Madison Shikolai says, I wonder why he has been part of the trial. Oh, has he? Because... Dude, I hate to assume the worst of people. All right, I don't. That's a lie. Like, I hate to assume the absolute worst of people and just be like, oh, he's doing it because he wants the camera on him and he wants to look like he's mourning and like he's one of the good guys. But I do think that's him. I do. I think he's one of those guys. Remember in Wedding Crashers when Will Ferrell went to the funeral and he was like, damn you, Roger! Damn you! Damn it, Roger! Oh! That, to me, that's David Hogg in everything he does. He's Chaz in Wedding Crashers. He just needs you to know that he's very sad. I fucking hate that kid. I really do. Thank you very much to Samuel with $50 over there on PayPal. Wow, remarkably generous. I hope you guys are enjoying the show tonight. 190 away from our goal, so you guys are already under 200. Holy shit, thanks, guys. It's very nice of you. There's the link in the chat. Triple N says, it's as if he's genetically engineered to be shitty. I didn't realize how much you guys hated. This is great. You hate David Hogg as much as I do? I thought you guys would be bored by this. I was starting the show off with this because I thought I could get my hate jollies off. And then you guys would be like, all right, enough about this fucking kid. Who gives a shit? But you guys hate him too, huh? Wow. That legendary side effect says, so funny watching comments come out agreeing. Then you throw on the radio clip. You are a genius. I mean, I do what I can. Somebody says Mercury Milan. Really? You got to remember, Mercury's went out when I was coming up driving. I was probably in my early 20s, late teens. Because when did Mercury go out? Like 08? Yeah, I was barely 20 years old. So I don't really remember Mercury's. I don't know if they were good or not. I always thought Mercury's were dog shit. Weren't they? Even more says it was a Genesis for me. Are Genesises shitty? Genocides? Are they shitty? Because I like the look of those. I do. I've always liked the way those Genisons look. I hope they're not gay, because that makes me gay. But then again, I judge a car based on how it looks. I'm not deep with cars. You tell me what a car's engine is, I just smile and nod so you don't think I'm a total homo. You know, if you're like, remember Thomas Jane in Boogie Nights when he's talking to Reed Rothschild, when he's talking to John C. Reilly about that car that Dirk Diggler has, and he's like, oh, it's got a 380 cubic, blah, 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 blah. I'd be standing there just nodding at him going, yeah, fuck yeah, right? And he'd be like, yeah, it's got a Nazi decoupler. And I'd be like, oh, I hear those are great. And he's like, I made that up, you fucking queeb. I'd be like, fair enough, you got me. I don't know anything about this shit. Thank you very much to 10 Beer for the $5 super chat. Appreciate that, buddy. 185 away from our goal tonight. You guys are crushing tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope I'm doing well. Sports cars are pointless in the fun-free zone, a.k.a. America. All right, let's go to the phones here real quick. We're bouncing all over the place tonight. I'm on my new steroids, so I'm probably a little hyped up, but I also don't have this connected to the system. There we go. Now I do. All right. Max, what's going on, buddy?
Damn you, Uncle Jimmy. Damn you. Fuck you, Uncle Jimmy. I wish you could have fucked me one last time.
Wait. My Uncle Jimmy, who passed away from COVID this last year, never fucked me. There was no sexual contact between myself and Uncle Jimmy. That is that never happened. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that accusation would just fly out there like that. I hope that never happens again tonight on the phone. Oh. Hulkamasha Baby says, you keep life advice from the guy who called you a Jew baby? That's true. My grandpa did call me a Jew baby when I was born. And my parents told him my name was Aaron. And he said, quote, he's a goddamn Jew baby. Isn't it funny? Like, he was willing to give his life to fight the Nazis in World War II. But, like, I'm sure a lot of the American soldiers, like, probably had an issue with Jews. Like, we just had less. We were like, well, we don't want them dead. We just don't trust them. Like, that was America in the 1940s. They're like, Jews? They make me itchy. The Germans were like, we'll kill them for you. And we're like, okay, we have to stop you guys because that's way too fucking far. I didn't say we wanted them dead. Jesus, you guys. It's like that guy who tips his cards a little too much during a private conversation because he thinks you're one of them. You know? All right, let's go. Hold on, let's go back to the phones.
Call from.
See, I knew what that person was going to say, so I muted it down, and it didn't get heard. I'm too smart for that shit. Thank you very much to Shitty Imposter Syndrome. Says, keep up the good work, you crazies, and throws us $25. What a fucking gent. That guy is 160 away from tonight's goal. There you are. All right. Says the guy on the internet all day. I'm way fucking behind here. You guys have really been on a kick with David Hogg. I appreciate that. Of course, like and subscribe to the channel.
Hit the subscribe button, smash that like button, and click the bell to get notifications.
Birdman says, I'm fairly liberal, and David Hogg still annoys me. Yeah, I feel that way. Like, I got some stuff I'm pretty far to the right with and pretty far to the left with. Like, prostitution and drugs, I'm super far to the left. But then, like, I don't know, economics and shit, I'm super hard to the right. Like, I've got no chill on any of those issues. But, like, there's people on the right who I just wish would shut the fuck up. And then people on the left I do find far more obnoxious. And ironically, like, I think I hate both of the extremes for just their take on social shit. Like, I don't know. I'm not one of those people, like, I don't give a fuck enough about politics to, like, hate you because of your take on, like, the economy and taxes. Like, the worst I'll do is just be like, I think you're wrong on that. But, like, I can't stand hard right people on social issues or hard left people on social issues because my whole take on social issues is just like, can't everybody just do what they want and leave everybody else the fuck alone? Doesn't that seem easier and less stressful? I want to tuck it between my legs and put on girls' clothing and dance in a bar. All right, let's set a deal. No kids, all right? And no just showing up and doing it. It's got to be a scheduled show. But, you know, that should be easy. But then the other side goes, no, we got to be able to do it in front of children, and they got to see our dicks move. And it's like, okay, now I feel like I have to lock you up somewhere. Oh, well, now you're phobic. Yes, of kids seeing dicks all over the place and being brought to bars at 6 years old. Yes, you're right. I'm phobic of that. That is something I'm afraid of. I don't want that happening. But then righties are like, one woman I saw tweet, she's like, they shouldn't be at drag shows. They should be in church. I'm like, oh, yeah, because no kid's ever been fucked in a church. You fucking idiot. So, yeah, I just have a problem with The far right wants to tell you how we should be moral, and the far left wants to tell you we should accept everything. And I'm just sitting here going, you accept what you want to accept. I'll accept what I want to accept. And then if we find each other disgusting, we have nothing to talk about. You go that way, I'll go this way. That would be my ideal world. Rusty Grammar with $2 says, you ain't shit unless you're fucking rolling coal. Attaboy. Chode Mode says, like and sub and hit the bell. Oh, yeah, that's right. You got to hit the bell.
Hit the subscribe button, smash that like button, and click the bell to get notifications.
There you go. Trident says, you sound like a libertarian. Don't say that too loud. When I say I'm a libertarian, my libertarian viewers put me to the stake, and they're like, oh, yeah, you're a libertarian? What do you think about this? And I go, I don't know. There needs to be some regulation of that. And they go, you're fucking out. We have this ongoing bit on the show where I get kicked out of the libertarian treehouse by our audience. So I kind of threw away the labels thing a long time ago, too, because if you tell people you're something, they'll, like, test you on it and then go, fuck you, you're not that. It's like, yeah, I guess you're right. You know what I am better than I do. It couldn't be that you're just like everybody you complain about. It's that I'm not the thing I think I am. Loaded Wrench says, I thought you ate meat. Wait, what? Oh, no, that's a vegetarian. Birdman, $5 says, will there be a return to Snort Hogan tonight? You fucking guessed it, Pally. I don't know why I said that like we were in the 50s. But yes, Hollywood Snort Hogan has debuted his DSP content, and we're going to show you guys a little bit of that tonight. I didn't think this Dave Hogg thing would go as far as it did, but you guys are having fun with it, so thanks. Also, 160 away from our goal tonight. Thank you guys very much for all the support. There's the PayPal link in the chat. Super chats and everything else counts as well. You guys are just, wow, very humbling tonight. Madison Shikalai says, we already have drag queens, dipshit. I know. I'm not saying we need to get rid of drag queens. I'm saying the ones that want to perform in front of children need to maybe, take it easy a little bit. Fucking go perform. See, I don't give a shit about drag shows. I don't give a shit about trans. I don't give a shit about gay, straight, any of this. I don't like that people force me to care. No. My sweet spot is I don't give a shit. I don't find your sexuality interesting. I don't find your gender interesting. I don't find your hobbies interesting. Go ahead and do it. Like, I'm not stopping you. But if you go, I want to do it in front of children, I'm like, all right, now these are like innocent people who don't have the ability to know what's going on. Now I feel like I got to step in and tell you to fuck off because now you're starting to encroach on parents and other people who may not want this. Now you have to be confronted. That's what makes me angry about this. I don't want to give a shit about drag shows. So stop encroaching on other people's shit. Stop being mean to people and forcing yourself into their lives. And then we can all just leave each other alone. That would be great. JJ Dewey, there is no amount of money that would make me watch the Jake X vid. There's not enough. P.A. Cheddar says, according to Hassan Piker, you're not gay unless you're a bottom. Why does it not surprise me that Hassan Piker said that? That sounds like a gay top who's rationalizing. I hope he doesn't fuck Ethan Klein. Like, as much as I find Hassan Piker obnoxious, and I don't know how he became popular because he has the dumbest takes about politics. Like, not only are they oversimplified, lacking any kind of depth, and about boilerplate Young Turks shit as you can possibly get. Actually, he's more obnoxious than the Young Turks. But like, as much as I may not like him, he deserves better than Ethan Klein. Because Ethan Klein is just kind of gross and ogreish and... And no, I did not mean what you're going to say I meant. But if Hassan's going to be gay, I hope he'd have better taste than Ethan. That's all. Madison says, what is the new steroid? I need some. Right? I am juiced to the gills tonight. Holy shit. I can't remember. It's the same one I had last time. And that one gassed me up quite a bit. Because if they give it to you late in the day, you have to catch up on your dose. Because you have to take a certain amount every day. And like, I have to take 6. And I just got these at 6 p.m. our time. So that's going to be a bit of a nightmare, I think. Grow Shadow says, you're totally not libertarian because I haven't heard you bring up the Minnesota candidate that walked out after quitting LOL, it's true and goofing at the same time. I don't know what you're talking about. Send me a link on Twitter or Facebook, and we can take a look at that tonight. I love a good storm off. That's for sure. Rusty Grammar with $5 says, damn it, I wanted the airline pilot heading into California sound drop. No, that's, this guy. Oh, God, that's way back there. I don't even know where here it is.
If you don't have balls in it, you're fucking rolling coal.
That's that guy. Yeah, he was flying a plane at the time. It's not troubling. 155 away from our goal tonight. Thank you very much. Nice. They made kids grab their junk. That's over the line. Yeah, I got a story for you guys tonight. Snood says, how much will you pay DSP to appear on your show? If this is like the financial like windfall days of like the stimulus checks and listeners were throwing like too much money at us, quite frankly, I would offer him thousands. Now I could, if I got to take it out of profits, I could, scrape together $1,000 or $2,000 for DSP, but it's not worth it. I don't think I'd throw DSP $1,000 or $2,000 because you know what I could do with $1,000 or $2,000? I could put on a show for the fans. I could order some new merch for the VIPs. I could do shit like that, I can watch DSP on his own channel and make fun of him on mine. That's way more fun than actually having to fucking talk to the guy, right? Continuing on, Citizen M says, I think we need to aggressively conserve our spending, but also believe children should be allowed to have gender reassignment surgery by the time they're 12 without the school telling their parents. Holy shit. That's, you know what? Take that on the campaign trail. I'd be really interested to see how that goes. You aren't going to sleep tonight because of the steroids, FYI. Oh, I'm well aware. I'm well aware of that, my friend. Jake's right hand in the chat says, man, I'm tired. Medrol dose pack. I don't know. Could you go grab my blister pack? I want to tell everybody what I'm on. Oh, did you grab me a beer? It's very sweet. I deserve it. I deserve this beer. Unfortunately, it's a Coors Light. Actually, there's nothing wrong.
What do you need?
My blister pack and my steroids so I can tell everybody the drugs I'm on. And then I got a nuclear green bottle of antibiotics. So I'm going to be a shitting and a wildin'. Trident with $10 says, did you hear Keemstar took the Ace family's 10 million play button from a lawsuit that he filed against them? Are you kidding me? That is fucking great. That is a piece of dog shit move that I actually have a ton of respect for. Keemstar sued some people, and like, what did he do? They were like, they owed him a certain amount from a lawsuit, and they said, no, we don't have that much. And then he goes, well, just give me your 10 million play button. Oh, that is fucking awesome. God bless Keemstar. The guy that I think Red Bar kind of got his new shtick from, Keemstar. I do. I think he started watching Keemstar and he went, you know what I should do? I should only talk about internet personalities. And then, boom. You got yourself the new and improved Red Bar? I wouldn't say that, but, April and I have to do a video on that Sven Staffel's diaper thing because that is fucking bananas. And I think the steam is almost out of that one. Methylprednisolone. Methylprednisolone. It's prednisone. But it's methprednisone. I have prednisone, but meth. It's pretty fucking wild, right? There you go. I got 4 more of these fuckers I got to take tonight.
You cannot take all 4.
I have to.
What are you talking
The
about?
first day, I have to take
No.
6 of these and then 5 tomorrow.
Okay, but you didn't start on a full day. It's the evening.
Okay, 2 tablets
You
before
can't
breakfast.
do
So I just
that.
took the 2. 1 tablet after lunch. 1 tablet after supper. Oh, see, they call it supper in medicine. There's lunch and supper. They don't call it dinner.
Supper is correct.
All right, and 2 tablets at bedtime. So I can take 1 now and 2 at bedtime. That leaves 1.
I was going to say, you can't just start and take them all at night.
Can you take steroids on YouTube? Is that against TOS? Because I'm about to.
I have no
I'm
idea.
about to roid up on the air.
Oh, why don't we break all the rules?
And then I'm gonna play Jake's video. Oh God, that just.
Aren't you a little bit curious?
No, sir. Thank you, Jeremy, for the $10 over on PayPal. Wow, thank you guys very much. 140 away from tonight's goal.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. They are so busy tonight.
Are they?
This audience is fucking crazy this evening. I love
is
these
good.
people. I made it one day on prednisone. I internalized all of it, but 2 doses in one day gave me such horrific roid rage that I'll never take steroids again. I was golfing the last time I took these because April said, look, you've got tooth pain. I'm packing for our trip. We're leaving this afternoon. You're in bad shape. Go golf and take your mind off this. That's a good woman right there, by the way. She's encouraging, goes, go golf by yourself and just fucking try to ignore your tooth pain.
Yes, do better.
I popped 2 of the steroids because that's what they told me to do. I get out on the course. I can't stop jittering. I can't hit a fucking ball straight because I'm sitting here like this. As I'm getting in the cart and I'm driving to find my ball, I'm just having this, my heart is beating like a race car.
You're having a panic attack.
The steroids gave me a panic attack. And then as I'm ranting and raving on the show tonight, I'm like, they're hitting me again.
I was going to say, like, stop that. You've got a weird, crazed look in your eye.
I
You're
know.
just bugging. You got to stop.
And I just took another one.
Don't you have to take that with food, though? That ain't food.
Yeah, pork chop.
I actually do pretty well with prednisone. It's weird. Antibiotics bother me more than anything. They're bad.
D. Gulag says, poor Red Bar and his diapers. Yeah, you're not going to be able to live that diapers thing down. I was listening to Jesse P.S. from Pod Awful. He did a 2.5-hour breakdown of the Sven thing. And Jesse's a piece of shit. Like, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but he's like an internet troll. He says things just to get under people's skin. You kind of get the shtick that Jesse's doing. He's an angle. He's a work. Yep. I get it. I appreciate it. I think he's very good at what he does. And he was basically like devolving the whole Red Bar thing. And he goes, oh, yeah, Mike's a diaper doo-doo pee-pee guy. And I'm just like, that's so belittling. But Jesse made
you can't, like, talk it down either.
Jesse made a great point. He goes, there's nothing Mike can do about diaper accusations from his best friend.
No.
Because you can't try to get out in front of it. Because what are you going to do? Go, oh, yeah, I wear diapers and I shit into them and try to make that the joke? Well, that's not going to stop the people who make that joke from making it.
No,
like, they're going to
be
keep making
so many memes and everything on Reddit.
And then if you ignore it, well, now you're ignoring. I think the best thing Mike can do is ignore it, by the way.
Well, yeah, that is, no pun intended, kind of a shitty thing to make fun of somebody for, but, like, don't acknowledge that.
Don't address the diapers, because it's not. I know, like, as internet guys and, like, drama guys and stuff, our immediate thing as broadcasters is like, I have to address everything. Don't hand these people the weapon. Because if you try to get out in front of it, you're showing it bothers you.
Sure.
Don't hand them the victory they're looking for.
It's kind of like if someone were to make fun of your tits too much and like you were super sensitive about it, right?
Always think about what these people trolling you want from you and then don't do it.
Okay, what is this thing they're looking for? Oh.
Yeah. Do the opposite of that.
Be aware.
Like if you're Mike, don't give them the satisfaction of addressing the diaper thing. That would be my advice.
And if you're Jules, you just shut the fuck up at all times, right?
Well, it sounds like what we heard from Sven, and now you've listened to it too, and I think tomorrow we have to do this standalone video or it's not going to be relevant.
I thought we wanted him on it.
Lossless says he has some other things he wants to do first. He says his saga is not complete with this Sven thing, and he doesn't want to go on too early, so that's fine.
Okay.
But I think you and I both listened to it, and I definitely got the vibe from Sven that Mike treats Jules off air much the way he treats her on air.
That seems to be the consensus from everyone.
Yeah.
And I would believe it. She just, well, what do you do if you're her? Like you're with somebody who's got that huge of like an aggressive personality. You just kind of do the thing to keep them happy and then you skirt away.
Right. Let's continue on here with the chat because like I said, you guys are fucking busy tonight and the evening shows are much more of a hang than anything else. God damn. Snood says, this stream sucks ass. Oh, that's not very nice. You've been here for an hour. I thought you were having a good time with us. That's too bad.
Thanks, buddy.
Prednisone isn't an antibiotic. No, my antibiotic, I'm like an old man. I'm sitting here with all my pills. My antibiotic is clindamycin.
Can I see that one?
Would you like to see my nuclear green
I've
bottle?
taken these before.
Want to learn a secret handshake, says Jake's right hand. No, thank you. I was given prednisone for a wasp sting reaction. It knocked me out for 2 hours. Fuck.
What? How do you get knocked out from prednisone? That's an upper.
I don't know.
That's very weird.
Chode Mode says that was not Sven. No, it was. They've both acknowledged it was him. in their little Fiverr statements that they did. Itchy Britches says, if you don't make fun of him, it's even sadder. If you don't make fun of him for the diapers, I mean, it is objectively funny that a grown man wears diapers. He's also, like, if a guy's dying and he's very sick, like Mike David may be, and he's wearing diapers, there is a sadness to that. And I say this as a lifelong Red Bar fan. If you make your living shitting on people to the point where you don't care if they break, you don't care if they fall apart as human beings, in fact, you celebrate it, like just the shit he's done to Anthony Cumia alone, I'm sorry, but you deserve no sympathy when this shit happens to you.
That's actually where I was going with it. I don't even think it's funny about the middle-aged man being in diapers. I think it's the fact that he is so overly cruel to everyone else, and then he's the one stuck in diapers. That's the funny part.
Let's take it Josh Denny, for example. Is Josh Denny not supposed to enjoy this?
He's going to love it.
He should.
He has to love it.
He absolutely should
Josh Denny
enjoy
is his proclaimed least favorite person in the world, so he should soak this up.
Mike has tortured him for years. And I'm not saying Josh Denny isn't some of the things that Mike says he is, but he's been tortured for years. He's allowed to enjoy this.
I can't ever quite pin down why. Like, why Josh, of all people, is like the worst to him.
He's not big enough to care about.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I just don't know what the deal is.
Chode Mode says they are good people, no cap. I'm sure, but at the same time, Chode Mode, you have to admit, if you make your entire life fucking with people and shitting on them hard, not even in a funny way anymore. Like, he's all in, like he's decided he fucking hates all these people he shits on. And you do shit to him, you're not going to get a lot of sympathy when you get really sick and you end up in diapers. Is that fair? Probably not, but that's just the way the world works.
I don't know. Do you not think this is some kind of karma coming back to him a little bit?
Well, see, somebody said that in the chat. Who asked the karma question?
Because he's been nasty to more people than we could count.
Yeah. Brian says, I get cluster migraine. Oh, we're all over the place now with Red Bar and prednisone. Robert Miller says, is Red Bar's diaper problem karma?
Yeah. I don't know how much I believe in karma for real, but
yeah,
if there is a karma, that's it.
Citizen M says, did Lossless have a part 2 to the Sven interview? It sounded like they had both wrapped up the phone interview in the initial video. What did Lossless say about his next video? All he said, all he sent to me, he was doing this through Lemmy. I didn't know how to get a hold of the guy.
Okay.
And Lemmy was sending me the messages back. He said, tell Aaron that I'm not done with this yet, and there's a second part of this coming. And and then he said, then I'll do something with him.
I can understand wanting to get that out of the way first.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's all I know from Lossless. And if I knew any more and he didn't want me to tell you, I don't think I'd say anything. I'd want to keep it's his bit, and it's his right to reveal what he wants to reveal.
That first video was very good.
Very
that's
good.
Very revealing for sure.
I thought so too. Matthew Stieg with $20 says, what is the diaper thing? The accusation from Mike David's friend Sven Stoffels is that Jules cleans his diapers and that Mike has an autoimmune disease and that he wears diapers because of it,
I think,
which is awkward for everybody.
I think the near direct quote was that Jules wipes his butt and that he wears diapers.
Wipes his ass and cleans his diapers was the quote. Yeah. So
it's very graphic.
Chode Mode says Jake Paul would TKO Red Bar's diaper. No cap. Well, it is mushy. I don't think it would stand up to a right hand.
God, I really do. I wonder what he's sick with, if he's got like incontinence problems.
I was thinking maybe like if it's autoimmune, it's like lupus, Addison's.
Could be lupus.
Because I mean, like not having the kidney.
Oh God, guys.
Because like lupus shuts down your kidneys.
Yes.
And if he can't find a kidney donor, that would put you in bed. That would make you in pain. That would. But he doesn't say he goes to dialysis.
What kind of rough shape?
I don't know.
Well, he's not going to tell us that. Come on.
I'm not sure.
I will say I didn't know where he lived until I listened to that video. I had no idea.
Oh, I knew he lived in Arizona.
I didn't know any of that.
I think he said it. Jack Mahogoff says, I only listen to Aaron, Lossless, and Buzzard Bob. That's I got to wear my new Buzzard Bob shirt tomorrow.
Yes, it's clean. I washed it.
Joey Van Ostrand says, Red Barf has earned every single minute of the slow, painful death he is now dragging out. There's a lot of people who you can't blame them for thinking that. Like if Anthony Cumia wants to enjoy Red Bar's demise, he's entitled to that.
Yep.
And again, I'm saying this as a current Scars Club member. Yes. I pay for my Scars Club every month.
Well, you can't jump ship. You got to hear the stuff, right?
Right. And to me, I can see both sides of it. Yeah. It's very sad to see a guy who does a show that you love go through a hard time and possibly never recover from it. And to hear that he wears adult diapers, that's very sad.
Yeah.
On the other hand, this guy has been a motherfucking piece of shit to a large amount of people.
A swath.
And if those people all want to celebrate his death, they're allowed to.
Yep.
That's how the game works.
Right. Even if you don't call for someone's death, you can, celebrate a little bit when they've been evil.
I know Josh Denny's very sensitive about criticism, and he doesn't like that we've teased him or anything like that, and that's fine. But I will say this. Somebody said in the chat, what if Josh Denny was a perfect match for Red Bar's kidney? Like, if he needed one? If I'm Josh Denny, or if Josh Denny said I am and I'm not giving it to you, I would say, you know what? You're well within your right to do that.
Sure.
You are well within your right to taunt him about it every day of your life for what he's done to you.
How hard would it be to find a kidney? A lot of people can live with only one kidney.
If you find a kid, you find his shin and a thigh, and then it's right between those two things.
Home run, Jefferson. Go to break.
Gordy just rolled his eyes. You missed it.
Mikey Two Milk says, is it true the Scars Club is named after Kumia's acne scars to fuck with him? Yes,
absolutely.
Because I was a Red Bar fan, and I was watching him every week when he was on. Well, he was on multiple times a week at this time. He would do shows like 2-3 times a week.
He was healthy.
When he was on Kumia's network, and I was so excited when Kumiya said, I'm bringing Red Bar. I'm like, fucking Red Bar. I didn't know anybody knew who Red Bar was.
Right.
But he's bringing them. That's great. That's awesome. And then that whole thing ended poorly, and Mike does always end up turning on everybody.
Mike hates everyone.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been one person where he's been friendly with them for long term.
All right, guys. Gordy saying in the chat, please breastfeed me, mommy. Gordy, I didn't know that you could.
He nodded off a little bit ago. Did you see it?
Yeah, if I'm going to be yelling, maybe you should put him.
Does Gordy want to say hello before
upstairs.
he goes?
Oh, hold on. Gordy wants to say something.
He's sleepy.
Hello, everybody. It is so wonderful for you to all be here. As you can see, as a little baby dog, my cock is getting better and bigger. And so, therefore, I have to have my owner's hand hide my dick
Your hand is on
all of the shows. So, at any rate, hasta luego, everybody. I will see you. I am going to eat tortillas and salsa. Adios.
There you go, buddy. There you go. He's tired, man.
He nodded off.
Get the fucking... Oh, sorry, bud. I hit you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, good. You're such a good boy, you little fuck. I'm going to roll you into a burrito and devour you. All right, there we go. Take the dog. Got a show to do, for God's sake. Robert saying, Gordy is so cute. Gordy also saying, take your thumb out of my ass. You weren't supposed to tell, you fucking guy. All right, thank you, everybody. 120 away from our goal today. We appreciate all of the support. You guys are awesome. There's the PayPal link in the chat. So we got through the David Hogg thing. I didn't really mean to talk about the Mike David thing that much, but a lot of people were, more people than I thought were writing into that. Hi, Main Bro says, it is crazy, though, that Red Bar started like 20 years ago, and the I don't know perseverance to push through, he only got bigger in the last couple of years. Yeah, I mean, if I say Red Bar now, maybe like 10% of the people in the who are watching me will know who I'm talking about. But if I would have said Red Bar 10 years ago, nobody, they would have went, fucking Red Bar, who, what? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, there is some sort of crusty substance on my leg, and it's unknown to me.
Oh, you definitely got juiced on. Ugh. No doubt. Hey, this has been a very fun show, so I don't even know if I want to tell you guys this next story we have. I think we should maybe just go to Stuttering John and Opie. And then we got HOLLYWOOD Snort Hogan for overtime. We're at 120 away from our goal. I think that means we're going to head overtime tonight.
Well, keep with the fun then.
I do want to bring this up because you guys do deserve to hear this, and I want to watch all of your heads explode live. Top vaccine expert with the Food and Drug Administration and National Institute of Health. You're going to be upset.
Don't do this.
I was upset.
Stop it.
Top vaccine expert. Now, this isn't some crazy conspiracy person who should be kicked off of Twitter now. FDA and NIH vaccine expert warns healthy young people not to get COVID-19 boosters, saying, quote, there's not clear evidence of benefit. versus risk.
Oh, yeah.
Now, those risks being myocarditis, your fucking heart swelling,
liver problems, reproductive issues,
all this other shit. And now, after millions of people have gotten this shot, people in their 20s, a lot of them, because they couldn't go to school or work if they didn't take it, now you're telling them a year and a half later, oh, by the way, might want to hold off on that vaccine thing because...
what? I already have 4.
If you're in shape and in your early 20s, you're probably not going to see much of a benefit versus the risk.
That's gross.
Hey, remember when they wanted to cancel Joe Rogan for saying the exact same fucking thing?
It's the tone in which he said it.
Rogan said, if you're in your 20s, why would you get vaccinated? If you're healthy and in good shape, there's no reason. And people went, medical misinformation. Ethan Klein was whinging and clutching his pearls. Joe Rogan was such a terrible guy. And now the FDA and NIH people are saying the same thing.
Yeah, it's criminal almost.
I tell you, man, I'm so glad I didn't get that thing.
That is not the only thing that happened. I saw something on the news today regarding the lockdowns and children. So we know how it already...
More evidence that it fucked them up?
You know how it already screwed up their speech and their socialization and stuff like that. Today now they're talking about children and their eyesight because they were forced to learn on screens so much over the last 2 years, and they're young, okay? They're not like an established adult eye. So they're now having more like eyesight issues and needing more prescriptions than they used to be because of the lockdowns. So if you needed more,
and you know,
ammo.
all these 20-somethings who already got this shot, to show that this vaccine, furthermore, was an experiment being conducted in real time on people, they're just finding out now about the myocarditis and the deaths and all this stuff associated with it.
It's too late. Yeah.
To the point where they're now telling 20-somethings, oh, boy, that booster, stop putting these vaccines in your body because, you know, the risk doesn't, the risk reward is not good. They're saying all this shit that got people banned from YouTube, banned from Twitter, banned from Facebook for 2 years for saying the shit that doctors are saying now.
Yep. People are getting sick. Oh, you know what? An update also, like on the heart problems. There is a woman I mentioned once, a friend's mom who I grew up with. She was the picture of health, good health prior to having COVID. She was on a ventilator. It wasn't vaccinated or anything. Made it through somehow.
Yeah.
And after recovering, the doctor said, hey, just in case, you get it again, let's get you vaccinated lest you have a bad bout of it. She got vaccinated kind of against her will, and she has had 4 heart surgeries now, I think, because her heart has gone to shit, and now she's being told she needs a heart transplant, or she might not make it.
What I'm thinking is the getting COVID already probably made that vaccine reaction worse for her because the COVID weakened her heart, made her health shittier.
Yep.
Then the health side effect hits her, the heart side effect hits her from the vaccine, and she can't fight it.
I believe in the last, about half a year or more since she's had actual COVID on the ventilator, she spent more time in the hospital because she can't function because of her heart now than out of it. So that's devastating, and that she's not the only one.
Oh, don't worry. You know what? We'll make it right with that big class action lawsuit.
Oh, wait.
We're legally not allowed to file a lawsuit because it was released under an emergency basis. So we basically all got to be guinea pigs.
But let's get that shot just in case you get it again, right?
Let's listen to this piece of shit.
So the idea is there. The panel is meeting today. It's likely that they're going to recommend, right, this booster that does specifically target Omicron. So when people are trying to understand the difference, how do you explain it to them?
Well, here's what I would say. I think the question is who really benefits from another dose. I mean, the CDC has shown that people who've gotten 3 doses are generally are less likely to be hospitalized than those who got 2. And those
generally, I love how he starts out with they're less likely. Well, generally. To be
when you leave things vague, it's like you can include or exclude.
What happened is the unvaccinated and vaccinated numbers started like this, and they've just kind of started to narrow. So the old talking points need to be updated every once in a while.
Who got 4 were less likely to be hospitalized than those who got 3. But who are those people? who are those people who are getting hospitalized? It really falls into three groups. One is the elderly, meaning people over 65. Two is people who have the kind of serious health problems, say chronic lung disease,
fatties,
which when they get a mild or moderate infection, lands them in the hospital. And three is people who are immune compromised. I think what the advisory committee is going to be voting on later this afternoon is are we going to allow distribution of the Moderna vaccine for everybody over 18, of the Pfizer vaccine for everybody over 12? And what I fear is that they're going to say everybody should get it, when in fact a healthy young person really is unlikely to benefit from a booster dose. And so I hope they target it more specifically.
You motherfucker, you just snuck that in there as an aside.
Got it real quick.
People have lost social media. People have lost enrollment at colleges. People have lost their fucking jobs for this.
Mm-hmm.
For saying the same thing you just said.
Do they get all that back now?
Of course not.
Of course not.
Just like they can't sue because they took this vaccine that all these doctors told them was absolutely safe, and they ended up with fucking myocarditis and a bunch of other things.
I like how quickly he skated over that too. Like he got like speed talk. Just to get it out of his mouth real quick.
Like if you're young, there's no risk reward and you probably shouldn't have it. But if you're elderly and all that, and then he slows back down again.
Anyways.
Oh, God. See, this is why I can't do these stories too often because I just get mad.
Oh, and you're on steroids. This isn't a good time for you.
I'm on steroids, too. By the way, if you're wondering, Mike David's best work was his DuckTales parody song.
Still on that, huh?
By far. By far his best work.
It is good. I do miss that him.
Robert says this is really criminal for them to come out with this horse shit now.
Yes,
well, how about all the shit that it did to kids?
There's never any payback for it. Like, these people will not get their jobs or their livelihoods back. It's over.
Right, like we always say, people are like, oh, Republicans win the election, then Fauci goes to jail. Guys, it's over. He won.
Oh, yeah. He'll never see a jail cell.
Yeah, he'll never, yeah, I just get mad. And this is where people dive into politics. Like, they go to the point I'm at right now, and then they go, I'm pushing forward because I'm going to write stuff on the internet and I can change things.
No.
I always check myself when I get here, and I go, hey, fuckface, there's nothing you can do. It's over. It's been done. People way more powerful with way more control than you are running this whole thing. Just back it off and have some fun.
I am not that person to write anything online. I tried once in the middle of the pandemic when they were starting to bring in sick nurses to work as long as they were vaccinated, right? But they would fire the ones that weren't vaccinated. And I tried, all I said on Twitter was like how bad I felt for these nurses that lost their jobs. But if these nurses have COVID, as long as they're vaccinated, they can come in. I was like crucified on Twitter for saying that.
Guys, do me a favor. I need you to pray for an Ezekiel Elliott touchdown or 3 more fantasy football points. And my fantasy football team is 3-0. And everyone knows that there is nothing more interesting to talk about except maybe your dreams than other people's fantasy football teams.
The non-religious man needs your prayers.
Absolutely. Dragon Fox Reborn says, I've been trying to make videos on Odyssey. I guess it is kind of pointless. Oh, you mean like fighting all this shit?
Yeah,
I mean, well, you're kind of yelling into a void. Everyone on Odyssey agrees with you already.
I was just going to say that. I think either people aren't on Odyssey to see it, but the ones that are there already agree with you.
Right.
So you're not doing anything.
So I say make videos on Odyssey. I mean, I do want to subscribe to Restream eventually here. And I do want to be on Odyssey, YouTube, all the fucking streaming platforms. I love how I got to 2 when I stopped because I'm an idiot.
I always kind of believe like if there's something really important that needs to get changed, it's going to happen by people living that way, like living by their act, like the things they want to say, just live those actions.
Oh, look at you being all Christian.
Is that Christian?
I think so. $9.99 from Rupert. He says, so it kills old and sick people like every other disease in history. Yeah, exactly. 115 away from our goal tonight. Thank you, guys. You have been completely awesome. We will throw the offering plate around in about 40 minutes, but we may not need it. We're only 115 away from our goal, and that's it. Standalone Cakecorn says, Pollard keeps taking carries away from Big Zeke tonight. Yeah, I don't know how good of a pick Ezekiel Elliott was for me because that Pollard is pretty good, and yeah, he's on the tail end of a decent career.
I don't think I would have picked him this year.
MN Viking says, hey, Aaron, the guy I saw at Danny's texted me today saying he's got 50 signatures to report to YouTube. They said the episode with Oz when Terry said the N-word are reporting you, just giving you a heads up. Yeah, I think we're going to be fine. I don't think he's the first person who's reported that one.
I was at the post.
And by the way, YouTube with the prank call policy, they're going to say, oh, yeah, this guy clearly got pranked. We feel bad for this guy. Like, there's nothing they're going to do about that.
I was kind of in and out listening at the post office when MN Vikings brought that up. What happened?
He was apparently at the bar wearing his steel toe shirt, and this psycho that he knows was like, I fucking hate steel toe. I didn't know they were still around. I'm going to get a petition. And then he claims he's got 50 people signing it, which he's full of shit. He doesn't. I got to tell you, MN Vikings, I think you know a very dangerous, crazy person. Just step lightly.
I
That's
will
all
be
I
honest.
can say.
I've never met anyone I liked at Danny's.
You know,
they're all a bunch of real weirdos.
Citizen M says they're right. I agree. I disagree with everything you all are saying about Fauci, and I've never even heard of Odyssey. Thought you meant OBS at first. Oh, there you go. Jay Santos says, you looked ridiculous in that Minnesota Vikings jersey on Sunday night. That's very hurtful. That's because I was wearing my big one, wasn't I?
I didn't know you had 2 different sizes. Do you?
Yeah, because the Thielen one is a large, and the Harrison Smith one's an extra large. It looks really big on me. That's fine, because next week, to the Renaissance Festival, I wear the row the boat.
You mean Saturday?
Wear
this week?
my PJ Fleck. No, I'm only gonna wear my PJ Fleck one time because it's autographed. Then I'm gonna frame it.
Okay.
I'm gonna wear it when I go to a Gopher game.
So we are not dressing up.
It just takes too much work. I would like to say that it's too gay.
I like being weird and funny.
Dude, if you can go to fucking Ragstock and find a bunch of shit this week, have at it. But it's just work.
Well, I'm not doing it without you. That's good.
No, I would. Just go pick up my shit for me.
That's not fun. Fuck. I will just wear my jersey then.
I'm a man of convenience.
That's not fun at all.
Mr. Nobody becoming a Yeehaw Club member for a 3rd month. Thank you, buddy. Our goal is 110 tonight. Thanks a million for that. You guys, I really am. I'm having a lot of fun tonight. You guys are a talkative bunch. Zen Rhino says, if only Ethan Klein got 1 week for asking 40,000 people to go bomb an NRA event, saying the N-word once isn't going to be worse than that. Yeah, I mean, you never hear Revenge of the Sis get admonished for it. And we had it yelled at us by a guy.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, if you were sitting here actually yelling that word, I would be applying elsewhere. But
yeah.
I think you're gonna make it through that.
Shitty Imposter Syndrome says, April, that color looks good on you. Fucking golden.
Thank you. This is my first time wearing this sweater.
Someone says, Aaron, you need to wear your chainmail. I will.
You know the goofy
I've got
thing
it right here.
that throws me off is like when you wear your chainmail, you take your glasses off and somehow you just look like a different person with the combo.
Thanks.
Very strange.
Appreciate it. I'm taking that as a compliment. Yeah, the homeless story. Who gives a fuck? Children's Pride event lets kid rub mermaid performer's groin as other drag queens expose themselves. That's just gonna put me in another bad mood. You guys want to do some Stuttering John, some Opie, and then you want to celebrate the return of Hollywood Snort Hogan?
Yes.
I'm excited about all of those things. You guys have been very patient, and a lot of you are here for the Stuttering John and Opie stuff. So I don't want to keep you waiting. 110 away from our goal tonight. There's the PayPal link in the chat. Otherwise, the YouTube stuff counts. Marquis says, hey, Aaron, I'm going to gift you an end card. Don't fucking give me any end cards. I don't want them. I drink too much. I will use it. Don't.
He's been gifted those before, and he always throws it away.
I've been gifted N-word cards on many instances by black fans of ours, and I refuse to use them. At our anniversary show, a black fan wanted to give me an N pass.
My classmate.
I said, no, sir. And as we're leaving, he's shouting, Saint! And he was doing hard R, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did, right in the middle of Rockville.
Rockville. How do you like that, Marquise? A black guy's yelling at me hard R. He's going, Saint! Saint! And I'm just sitting there like, no! Because I know people have their phones out.
Well, yeah, and it was echoing from everywhere, so anyone outside at all knew that it was going on.
Raz of Chaz says, re-gift it to me. No. I don't think those are re-giftable. Otherwise, black people don't give them to you.
By the way, Renaissance Festival, I heard some reviews from people today
Yeah?
that made me a little sketch about it.
Why?
I heard from a couple older people, not old, but older, that they used to go there like, let's say 30 years ago and it was a blast. And then they went a couple years ago and it was awful. Couldn't wait to get out. Everything's dirty and gross.
Well, it's a medieval
I don't
thing.
know. But yeah, I know it's supposed to be medieval and dirty, like dirt.
Yeah.
But they made it sound like it wasn't even fun. And if you don't get there like right at 9 a.m., there's no parking.
Maybe they're just
I don't know.
old and shitty now.
Maybe.
They might just be old
I've
and
heard
shitty.
mixed reviews.
Oh, boy. Now there's a lot of N-word talk in the chat. That's, oh, boy, the worm has turned. All right, guys. Let's settle down a little bit. You want to check in with our buddy Stuttering John?
Absolutely.
All right. I watched this clip, and again, all of this is Dabblers Anonymous. That's Reddit. Dabblers Anonymous. This is the be-all, end-all page for Stuttering John stuff. There's two clips I have here. One speaks to the quality of John's show. The second speaks to John's technical prowess on his show. And, you know, look, I'm not saying that our show is the greatest show out there. But like, kind of. We've got enough fans, and they drop in a couple bucks a month, and we keep our team together. We do our show. We make a living doing this. It's nice. And you can tell there's an effort put in. We're doing a show for people. I watch Stuttering John's show, and I go, holy shit, who is contributing money to this and going, I need to support this so it keeps going this way? Like, if Stuttering John's fans really do still like him, they should be withholding all their money until he starts putting in an effort.
Basically do better.
Yes.
Always.
Withhold the money so that he knows he's doing shitty, and then he'll change. This is a clip of him and some fucking guy. John is talking about a hair treatment he gets called a glaze.
No.
Now, there's something that Stuttering John does. This is why I don't have guests on this show. I have them on separate interviews where we don't ask for money. It's a free thing that we do. I don't have guests on because I don't want to have to be talking to a guest, listening to an interesting thing they might have to say, and then sound like I'm totally shitting on the guy by reading a donation or a super chat or something like that. It just sounds
tacky.
So here's Stuttering John with a guy, and the guy's making a point, and Stuttering John has to stop the show to acknowledge a super chat about God knows what the fuck non-interesting thing. And John is also not a talented broadcaster, so he makes the uninteresting thing even less interesting. Like, in his prime, Howard Stern could make me interested in the fact that there was a cockroach crawling across the floor of the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Just a banal little thing. Howard could make it the most interesting thing. He'd give it a character. He'd say it was a Mexican. He'd give it an accent. And he could do 20 minutes on the cockroach.
Whatever he's doing.
John is not that good. John can take a boring thing and make you want to kill yourself. Here's John talking about his hair.
Michael Cohen was stuck in for those 2 weeks when he almost died. You know, hot sun, no air conditioning, corrugated tin shack with broken windows, broken toilets, and just stick him in there.
So you guys may not know this about John. He's very political now, and he hates Trump. That's his whole identity. Trump's a piece of shit. So his guest here also hates Trump.
Of course.
John doesn't have anyone on who disagrees with him, you know?
Yep.
He just has people who will back up his shit. Because John's one of those guys where if you pressed him on his politics, you'd be like, you fucking phony. This is all a grift. You don't know shit about politics.
Well,
and you pressed back on him a little bit, he'd have nothing other than what he heard on MSNBC.
He doesn't want to look bad. Right?
No. So he has a guy on there that hates Trump too, and they're now doing like jack-off porn material of thinking about Trump in a dirty prison, and they're coming. You know, this is the only way these two middle-aged men can get hard anymore.
I see.
Is if they fantasize about Trump in prison. So this guy's going on this whole big rant about Trump going to jail, and then we get this.
Mirror, because as long as he has a mirror, he can definitely, enjoy himself.
T-Roy Films, thanks for the $5. John, you talked about getting a glaze on your last episode.
No.
You see, this guy wants to talk about Trump in prison.
No.
And while that's boring too, like there might be an audience for that, and he's your guest, let him, let's go with this now. Instead, he has to give it a polite giggle and go, oh, I gotta get to this $5 It's 5 spot.
Let's talk about my glaze.
Oh, so now get ready to hear Stuttering John talk about what a glaze is. And again, I think Howard could take this in his prime, and he could maybe make something out of this. But Howard was a talented broadcaster. John was a phone screener.
Have you ever heard someone say they got a glaze? I've never heard of
Porn
such a
stars.
thing.
Those are the only people I know.
This is not okay.
Porn stars.
You got a haircut. What is a glaze? Love you, brother. Your hair looks beautiful. It's
Ew.
very simple. And Brian, I'll explain this to you, okay?
I thought a glaze was a donut, or what happened if you had
So
the right woman.
Hey, Leno,
There you go. Hey, John, step all over your guest making a joke. That's wonderful. Oh, and by the way, I don't want you to feel sorry for this guy, because this guy's,
He's bad,
as
too.
you're going to see, he's like this close from a walking dad joke.
Okay,
This fucking guy.
I'm right in step with him right now, though. I see the glaze the same way he does. So.
Yeah, and John, of course, steps over it because,
Has to.
Why?
I used to love goofing on me for this. I'll tell you, because I used to, what it is, when I was in New York a long time ago, I went to a hair salon named Minority, and I had long hair down to my freaking butt, and I had a few gray hairs, and they said to me, John, we can give you glaze. It's like a rinse that blends the gray into.
I am as interested in this as John's guest is.
I find myself wondering what I'm going to watch tonight.
Right. I'm just sitting here going, what should we do after the show's over?
Yes.
Should we?
That's absolutely it. And that's what look at the look on his face, by the way, this guy.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's thinking too. What am I going to eat when I'm done with this
Yeah.
asshole?
I think I got some lunch meat in the fridge. I can make a nice, easy sandwich.
Could go out.
I could go out. I want to save some money this week. Maybe is this fucker still talking about glazes? Okay, anyway, I got some leftover chili.
This is so gay.
I love a good chili. Did he say glaze again? Jesus, stop giving him money.
Into the brown. So then
He's
the
so
glaze
bored.
Yeah.
is now then became called a
Is it?
Turned into.
Does it mean to laugh at that? Like,
No,
that's okay,
he
right?
is a piece of shit.
Okay.
He's probably running a cancer scam.
Yes, allegedly.
In my
he might
opinion,
be.
this is a scammy guy. You're allowed to laugh at him all day long, especially
Suspect.
when he's wasting everybody's time with a terrible fucking story. And whoever this T-Roy Films is, I want him banned from YouTube for starting this.
But he just gave you all of this, though.
It's true.
For a mere
Flashback.
$4.99.
And now it has a new name.
Oh.
Yes.
A flashback. That's what my drug dealer promised me when he sold me blotter acid in the 80s.
These two gotta go.
I told you not.
can't-
I told you not to feel sorry
These
for that
two
man.
gotta go. I don't know what to make of him anymore. That guy's just obnoxious.
See that one over there?
Mm-hmm.
You're right. He's less guilty, but he's guilty
Yes.
all the same.
Yes.
Here's dipshit.
But this guy...
Accessory to
There we go.
dipshit.
Okay.
Okay, here, I'll do my guy. Dipshit. Now point to your guy. Accessory to dipshit.
Accessory.
There you go. Both are going to jail.
Yes.
So that's John's quality of show. All right, have your guest on, let him talk about something. Then as soon as you guys could get into a thing, go ahead and acknowledge some guy's thing about a glaze and talk about your hair forever, and nobody gives a fuck.
I can't imagine something more boring than hair talk.
Ugh. Marquis says, did you call Howard a talented broadcaster? Dude, in his fucking prime,
Yes.
Howard's... Look, we can all shit on Howard for what he is now. Howard in his prime was a fucking monster.
Not the same guy.
Monster. I'm not saying Joe Rogan's bad. I like Joe Rogan. But Joe Rogan does not hold a fucking candle to a mid-1990s Howard Stern.
No.
It's
with the bits and everything? No.
Fucking genius.
Not even close.
There will never be another one. Why do you think all of us dislike him so much now? We remember what he is, or what he was, and we go, no, this can't be what's left. Retire, Howard. He was, if you can look at me straight in the face and say, Howard was never any good, I think you got a mental problem.
You're out of touch.
If you can watch Howard Stern talk to Beetlejuice for 45 minutes back in the day and not laugh when he goes, I might be black, I might be Puerto Rican, but I ain't stupid.
Dude, that is all there is to watch anymore. And I was so disappointed when I still had like a free SiriusXM thing in my vehicle a couple of years ago. I kept it for a little bit for the Stern Show. They totally wiped anything Beetlejuice related on the 101 channel. It was all gone.
That really sucks.
It was so bad.
When he had Beetlejuice on and he was talking to Beat about Beetlejuice wanting to be a cop.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, you may have to shoot somebody, Beat. And he goes, nah, maybe a guy. He goes, well, what if somebody's threatening someone? Well, I could just go over to that guy and, maybe break his neck or something. And then he goes, Beat. And then Beat's manager's name is Bobby. And then Howard says, well, what about, aren't you going to, can you carry a gun? And he's like, I don't need to carry a gun. And and then Artie goes, you could be an English cop, like a Bobby.
A Bobby.
And Beat goes, oh, that ain't got nothing to do with Bobby. It's like, this is the greatest fucking thing. And he's like, Beat, if Robin and I were drowning and you're a police officer, you have to save one of us. Who would you save? He goes, well, if you drown and ain't nobody can save you. And he's like, yes, but if you would save Robin or me, he goes, well, if you drown, you drown. I say, I can't save any of you because you drown, you die.
No, Beat, you got to pick one.
Yes.
Come on, one of us.
I'm going to get to you in a second, Marquise. There was one more where Howard, and this is where the fucking brilliance of Howard Stern comes in. Howard hired a court stenographer to come in while Beetlejuice was on the show and type in everything Beetlejuice said. And when they couldn't understand Beat, they would go to the court stenographer, and she was fucking perplexed by what Beat was saying.
Donna?
It's fucking great. But there was one other Beetlejuice moment on Howard.
I wish we could play some of these.
Where, if I could find them, I would. Where Howard was asking Beetle about Obama.
As you do.
Beetle was saying, he goes, he said, Obama, I fucking hate Obama. And Howard went, what? He goes, Obama sent my mother a birthday card. I told him, you would do something like that again, I'll break your fucking neck.
he was real big on the neck breaking.
Christ. And then Howard goes, I would have thought you liked Obama, Beat, because you're black. What? Me? I'm black. You're not black? No, I'm Puerto Rican.
I do remember.
He goes, what? You're Puerto Rican? And he goes, well, I might be black, I might be Puerto Rican, but I ain't stupid.
He was big on the neck breaking, though.
He always
liked a neck break.
Beat loved fucking breaking people's necks. All right, let's go to Marquise. What's up, buddy?
Aaron, and I'm truly not saying this to blow smoke up your ass.
Yeah.
But you, sir, have more talent than Howard Stern. I'm sorry.
I appreciate that. You do not need to apologize, but I cannot accept that.
And here's why I'm saying this. Now,
because you hate Jews.
Of course, I hate Opie, but no.
Whoa.
But I'm saying this because I granted you guys and pretty much everybody in the chat has more Howard experience than I do. So I've been listening to this one podcast. I don't know if I should plug it or not.
I don't give a fuck. You can say whoever it is.
It's quite frankly the podcast about Howard.
Oh, and, I don't know that one. Is that the Radio Gunk podcast?
No. Okay. It's like it's kind of like Radio Gunk, but it's a lot. To me, it's better than Radio.
Okay,
Gunk.
I've never heard either one. I'm sure they're good.
So I've been trying to immerse myself more into Howard and what he did over the years. And I feel like Howard got successful because of the people he had around him.
Yes, 100%.
Like, he had people writing for him. Of course, he had his Whack Pack.
Yeah. But I know what you're saying, Marquise. So let me just counter that by saying this: with the exception of Billy West, who went on to voice all the great characters, the Futurama stuff, Ren and Stimpy, all those things. Of all of those people, who made a thing of themselves after they left Howard? I'm not saying that he wasn't great because of the people around him. He was, but that's a two-way street. Howard knew how to utilize those people, how to organize a show, and how to keep it all together. Howard Stern, in a weird way, was to the Howard Stern show what Opie was to the Opie and Anthony show. It's just that Howard Stern wasn't as insecure as Opie was, that he took that as a dismissal or an insult. He took it as a compliment. Howard, name one of those guys or girls who left the Howard Stern show and became something. Again, Billy West excluded.
Artie?
Artie fell apart. Artie almost died multiple times. Artie peaked.
He was on that show crashing.
Okay, he did one season as a supporting actor in a show that barely anybody watched. I think that's a lot less than the biggest radio show in the world.
Okay, granted, I'll give you that counterpoint. I just feel like personally, you take away, like, I've listened to the Howard when he had a crew with him, and the Howard now, and to me, it explains everything. Howard
there's that, but he's
just
still
Robin in that room.
I get it, but he
It's just
still
not
has
good.
Sal and Richard, and they're both two of the funniest guys ever. It's not that he doesn't have people around him anymore. It was a conscious choice. He became an old man Jewish shut-in who's afraid of his own shadow, and he's just not interesting anymore. Like, he doesn't want to do the fun stuff anymore, and I think the second he didn't want to do that shit anymore, he should have taken his old ass out to the Hamptons and retired.
I agree with that.
But yeah, no,
I just
you're
wanted
right.
to
You're
throw
right.
that out there.
You're right. Without the people on that show, it would have never been the show it was. But he was kind of the ringleader, and I think he gets credit for it.
But yeah, do give that show a listen when you have a chance. It's called,
will.
Quite frankly, a
I will.
podcast about Howard. All right, punching out, man.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Can't say punching out after like 10 minutes, I don't think.
Also, Robin totally aids and supports Howard in his hypochondria and the shut-in behavior because she believes in that kind of stuff too. They totally were on air bitching about Howard's wife and wanting to go see her friends and stuff during the lockdown, just trashing her for it.
Thank you very much to Pizza Roll for becoming a 4-month member. Appreciate that. We are 105 away from our goal tonight, guys. Thank you very much. 15 minutes away from passing around the offering plate there, but we may not need to, as we're only 105 away from our goal. If you want to help us rally to hit that, it does tack on an extra half hour to the show. All right, let's continue on with Stuttering John now.
Okay.
Stuttering John had a woman named Sue Costello on his Beer on the Balcony show.
Which, by the way, is not political, he says, right?
Did he say Beer on the Balcony is not political?
In a video that we watched together on the evening show, he tried to say that the Beer on the Balcony show was not political while he wore an American flag with Biden shirt.
That's right. You're right.
Proceeded to be political.
By the way, guys, we are amateurs at the Dabblers. Go on Dabblers Anonymous on Reddit. And if you want to see Stuttering John, all his clips of the week shit on, listen to Who Are These Podcasts with Carl Bacon Cheeseburger. And Carl fucks up Stuttering John on a regular basis. So Who Are These Podcasts? Subscribe to him on Patreon, all of that. It's a great show. I'm biased. I've been on it. But I'll know I did a good job when I was on there if I get asked back.
I do think Carl does a good show.
He does. He does a good show. I just want him to like me. I got Husey on tomorrow. I'm very excited to talk to Husey.
Shit, I forgot about that.
I
Are
like
you
that
going
guy.
live or are you recording it and then posting?
We're gonna record it and then post it. And then on
Okay.
Thursday, for you Opie and Anthony fans, you'll like this one. I'll record this one on Thursday and post it next Tuesday. E-Rock.
Oh, so you got two of them.
Yeah, I've got Husey on Tuesday, and then next Tuesday we'll put up the interview with E-Rock that we're doing on Thursday. Very excited to have Eric Nagel on this program. So here's Stuttering John. We watched the quality of his show a second ago, and it was lacking, some would say. This is the technical portion of the Stuttering John show. Now remember, this is Beer on the Balcony. If you don't know anything about Stuttering John, I'll educate you. People pay for this one.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Patreon exclusive show, and he hates it when people take clips of his Beer on the Balcony. If you post clips of Beer on the Balcony, he's sent Carl cease and desist. He's tried to get his Patreon and Discord shut down because of it. John gets very salty about this one.
Do you think people give unironically to this one, or is it ironic?
No, these
DSP,
are Stuttering
they
John.
keep them going.
These are Stuttering John fans. I think a lot of them are some holdovers from Howard who they support everything Howard related. So here's Stuttering John, Beer on the Balcony, and he's going to have his guest on, Sue Costello. And we get to watch a man who's doing a pay-per-view stream try to do tech support in real time. Ladies and gentlemen, Stuttering John.
Without further ado, the beautiful, the talented, the funny.
Can't hear you.
Oh no.
Can't hear you.
Oh, that's fucked.
I can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
Am I doing something wrong?
Oh, this is a
I
bad
can hear
start.
you.
Yeah, John, you saying you can hear her is not going to register with her. She can't hear you.
Why don't we do sign language?
That's like people who are talking to someone who doesn't speak English, so they just yell at them.
No habla inglés.
No habla inglés.
But can you understand me if I yell it at you?
Just a little louder.
John, I can't hear you. Oh, well, I can hear you. What does that matter?
This is embarrassing.
Oh, Jesus. And there's 2 minutes left.
Ouch.
Everybody else can hear me.
Edit audio.
Yeah, you should be able to hear me.
I don't know why I can't hear you.
All right, change your speaker settings.
John, God damn it. Oh, you can't hear me? Take your speaker and take it the cog thing and move it all the way up.
Oh, no.
She says she can't hear him, and he goes, all right, turn up your speakers.
Oh, I wonder why you can't hear me. Oh.
Ugh.
This is so...
John, I can't see you. Well, you see this boil that I have on my cheek? And
it's about to blow.
God damn it, John.
Change your output settings. All right, let me see. How can I...
Oh,
all right,
fuck.
let me see.
He's sitting there on the air live asking himself,
no.
how can I fix this? I'm not sure. What am I supposed to do if someone can't hear me? Do I remember any of my sign language?
No offense, I'm totally small time and I've never done an interview, but I know enough that don't you like
The audio
check in with
output.
each other
Yes.
before you go live?
Always.
Always?
Always.
Okay. You'd think.
I need to remember my hand talking.
See this. Sue, can you...
Type it to me. Hi, I can't hear you. What do I do?
He's typing. There should at least be a level of shame in this, a level of panic, so his audience
Yes.
knows, hey, I feel bad about this, guys. You're paying for it. Nope, he's just in there casually in his shitty, jizz-stained T-shirt.
What is that? This is uncomfortable
Hey,
at best.
don't ask questions, all right?
It's okay. It's on my pants,
Don't
too.
concern yourself with the secrets of scary people.
I will not.
As Tom Wilkinson once said.
All right, let me see.
You're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you, but I can't hear you. Hi, everybody. Johnny, what do I do? What am I doing wrong?
It would be funny if he gets her audio working. She goes, oh, now it sounds shittier. I can hear you.
You got to go to your
Can
settings.
you type it in the side here so I can see?
Yeah, could you see the thing there?
She can't hear you, John!
For fuck's sake, man. She's telling you to type it. She's got a brain.
Oh, man. Here's a great show. John talking to a deaf person.
She's the only smart one in this whole thing. Like, she's saying, like, how many times now? Type it to me. I can't hear you. But can you hear me now?
So just go to your output.
Darn it.
The microphone spot.
All right, hold on. I'm going to tweet you, I guess.
Oh, my God. Type it in the chat.
All right.
John.
I don't know why, but hold on. Let me see.
Let me take time to go to Twitter and see when I could just type it in the chat.
Where are you?
I could text you.
I could call your cell phone.
All right.
I don't know. Look at her. She's like, I could be doing so many other things.
What a terrible setup this is, too.
Oh, man.
Is he really on his balcony? That's a green screen. Clearly.
Yes, that's a green screen.
You can't call it beer on the balcony. It's just you chugging beers in your house.
You know what? When you and I first played a beer on the balcony segment like a few weeks ago, I really wanted to bring that up, but I thought I'd sound retarded if I said that. I thought that was just kind of obvious to everyone. It's so bad.
Your speaker settings. Settings.
Oh, she could be so many other places.
People are paying for this.
Let's see.
Yeah, now she's thinking about what she's going to have for dinner.
Let me see if I get right here. Tweeted to you.
Come on, get back in. Check your speaker settings.
She can't hear you say that
My
you
speaker
tweeted to her.
settings should be, so sign out and then...
How do you like that sip, by the way? How many fingers is it?
Are you like waving? Like...
No, he's going like this. He's letting you know he's an asshole.
Yeah. Come back in.
We're drinking our Coors because of John.
Coors.
All right. Well, this has happened before.
I can't tell.
Then why don't you do something to fix this? Why don't you check in with your guest first and then go live?
John's the man. That's why.
Like,
John's the fucking man.
even with our second mic on Wednesday mornings, Corey, I'm pretty sure you guys make sure everything's kosher before you start the show, do you not? I mean,
yes,
that's just something you do.
Absolutely. Thank you to Brian for the $5 on PayPal. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Only $100 away from tonight's goal. Thank you guys very much for that. There's all the links. Thank you very much. $100 away from overtime, and we've got the offering plate coming up in about 5 or 6 minutes. Nate saying, when's the Lossless interview? Lossless says he's got some more shit coming for us, and then he'll let us know. But April and I will do a segment on his Sven thing sometime this week. John looks like a horrible stumble bum. I think stumble bum is the perfect word.
Stumble bum.
For John. Yeah, he's a Mensa genius. Yeah, he's claimed he's also part of Mensa.
Do you believe him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
What?
100%.
Oh, I think you should join.
Oh, yeah, there's a clip of when John's green screen collapsed on him.
No, there's not.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
That one's very funny.
If you've ever needed another reason to not use a green screen, this is it.
Stuttering John green screen.
I'm not a fan of green screens at all.
Yeah, here's Anthony talking about it. Stuttering John lives in a broom closet.
I got a tweet from
He looks young here.
That's it. So his fucking green screen fell down, and he's just got Marshall amps and shit in his living room.
That's a tiny living room.
Ooh, boy.
Boy, clean some of that gunk out of there. You'll have some space.
my green screen collapsed.
This is kind of sad, actually.
Dump.
He's a lot slimmer than I would have thought.
Oh, this is just kind of sad.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, I love it.
Lame.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. John, there's boxes there. Oh, there we go.
No.
Oh, John, now you're... Nope, John, over to this side.
No.
John. John, you're buffering now.
Shit.
A lot of calamities going on around here lately.
Oh, no, John. John, this side.
Make it stop.
No, John, we can
It's
see
over
the...
there. It's right there.
We can see the Motel 6 painting on the...
There.
Today, Sean is away.
John, don't... Oh.
Now your audio's bad.
She's handling everything. Let me say...
Oh, boy, you talk about the illusion being
Ew.
shattered.
God, I don't like knowing that your existence on your show is that fragile.
Oof.
I don't like thinking that. I've got a nice, beautiful silk backdrop here that's always standing tall and sturdy.
Yeah, if our backdrop fell, you just see a lot of doors.
And we'd probably be hurting. Like, if it fell on us, that frame is going to hurt.
That is a heavy fucking thing that's
good.
back there. All right. Well, I got one more thing to show you here in regulation. Then we're going to pass around the offering plate and see if we can knock out that $100 goal that's left. There's the PayPal link in the chat if you feel like chipping into the program. We either got 8 minutes left in regulation, or if we hit that goal, we do a half hour of overtime for you.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to show April this and anyone else who might not have seen it. I check out Opie's YouTube every week. I check it out on Mondays. And I like to see in the last week what he's done, because remember, Opie said he's done talking about Opie and Anthony. I'm not going to talk about Opie and Anthony anymore. This is, I'm done. And he's been going on a couple of months now that he's been done talking about Opie and Anthony.
Well, you got to go through a transition, of course.
There were some more clips addressing Opie and Anthony on his YouTube in the last 5 days. There's probably been about 3 more O&A clips. So he's doing about one every other day.
All right.
But then he reposted something that he posted from the O&A days when he discovered fisheye lenses. And he also wanted to try to do characters. because Jim Norton was doing Chip Chipperson and Uncle Paul.
Yes.
So Opie thought, I'll do a character. And his character was called, buckle up, Harry the Hater.
Oh, stop that.
Yeah.
I don't like it already.
And,
I've not heard it.
Harry the Hater.
Did he reappear?
He hated pumpkin spice lattes. And about 8-9 years ago, Opie made Harry the Hater videos. And I think the most cringe thing of the Harry the Hater videos was when he wanted to show Opie and Jim, or Anthony and Jim on the show, and they would have to pretend it was good.
Is there anything more hack? Like, even just the anti-pumpkin spice?
Okay.
I don't like it.
Get
but
ready.
I wouldn't make a character.
Guys, here's Harry the Hater talking about pumpkin spice lattes. Enjoy.
Pumpkin spice lattes. I love my pumpkin spice latte. I can't get enough of my sugary drink. Pumpkin spice latte.
And that's Harry the Hater.
I've seen enough, thank
with
you.
his pumpkin spice lattes. Now, my favorite part of the Opie Harry the Hater thing is people took that video then, and the straw comes up.
Yeah. Oh,
They
no.
they
Oh.
edited in black dicks.
I was going to say it was Dick Central.
And then it was just Opie sucking on black
It's
dicks
just the Dick Highway.
as Harry the Hater.
Oh, no.
Oh my God, that was some of the best shit. Was the way people fucked with Opie.
Well, that's
on
fun,
the Harry
at
the
least.
Hater
He's
stuff.
giving people that.
I don't think he liked that.
Oh.
Very much. Yeah,
Well,
that's
certainly better than Harry the Hater. I cannot.
Well, no, it was still Harry the Hater. It was Harry the Hater sucking on
Sucking
black cock.
dicks, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot imagine being on a show. Like, if I'm sitting here and you pulled that out and you actually unironically were trying to be like, I'm doing a thing here.
I would
Funny,
like to
huh?
think I had an audience that would hold me accountable
They'd all
for such a
crucify
thing.
you for this.
Yes, I would hope so. Thank you very much to Ryan the Garbage Man for the $5 over there on PayPal. All right, guys.
Thank you.
We are $95 away from our goal. It's time to pass around that offering plate and see if we can knock that $95 out and head to overtime at the end of the program. Here we go. PayPal link up top, PayPal link in the chat. Otherwise, we got super chats and memberships. If you liked what you saw tonight, these last 2 hours, and you want to chip in, becoming a member is a great way to do it.
Awesome. You get so many perks with that.
Oh, yeah. We got a special evening show, a Sunday evening show that we do just for the members or Patreon members as well. They get an audio version of that. And we give you an entry into a $100 drawing every single month.
Can more than pay for itself.
Yes. So there you are. Let's throw into the PayPal, throw into Super Chats, throw into memberships, however you want to. $95 away from our goal tonight. Let's see if we can get there. This is the number we need to break even on this program, keep everybody around and whatnot. That's it's the same goal every night or lower.
Yes.
It's only higher if we have to carry a balance.
You guys
from
are so
the night
generous.
before. Be sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. All of that stuff is great too. $95 away from the goal. Hamburger Steak says, I know my membership paid for itself 20 times over.
He was a winner.
Hulkamasha Baby, do not apologize, sir. You are more than generous. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah.
We're going to knock out that 95, and we're going to do a half hour of overtime in this next 3 minutes.
Do you have a teaser for us?
I have the return of Hollywood Snort Hogan.
Sounds good.
I have a woman who killed and skinned a dog thinking she killed a wolf in a hunt.
That's not possible.
She is giving
Woman.
a great name for female hunters.
Ooh.
But we got to get
We're
to
already
overtime
hated.
to do that. 2 minutes away. 2 minutes remaining and still $95 away from that goal. Let's see if we can knock it out, guys. There's the PayPal link in the chat. Super chats, memberships, PayPal. Let's see if we can get there. Who's feeling a little generous and feels like helping to chip away at this? The offering plate is being passed around. We are a listener-supported show. Oh, boy. We've been on a roll all night tonight.
All night.
And I kind of took this one for granted. I thought we were going to nail it.
Aaron's not going to sleep tonight anyways. Give him a reason to be up.
I got steroids coursing
He's
through
got
my blood.
roid rage.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to have to lock myself in a bathroom.
Well, look, we can roll this over to tomorrow night, I think, because nothing is coming in. We got about a minute left, and we're still $95 away from our goal. Again, the links are right there in the chat. Son of a bitch, huh?
Uh-oh.
That fucking sucks. What?
The Cowboys comment.
I'm not worried about that right now.
Yep.
We got about a minute left. There's the links. I guess everybody's making for the exits.
We can do it, guys.
Oof.
I want to hear this dog story.
It was a great night goal-wise, too.
I know.
I was... Holy shit.
You did great.
I thought so, too. Been a fun show tonight. But looks like we're 95 short. And we've got about 20 seconds left.
Lots of small little gifts,
I've never
guys.
had the offering plate segment yield nothing. That's usually when it all comes in hot. Well, there's TDR Shit Show. He says effing beggars. I mean, right? I mean, that's exactly what we are. $85 away from our goal. And, of course, the links are in the chat. $85 away. This will roll over into tomorrow night.
Thank you, guys.
What do you do? Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate all the support. We almost got there this evening. There's Jay with $9.99 says this is for that no money having marquee. I've never driven a marquee in my life.
Oh, Marquise.
I don't want. Oh, Marquise.
He doesn't like him.
Oh, I thought he was saying
No.
somebody brought up a Mercury Marquis.
No, he's alleging that Marquise has no money.
Earlier. All right. Well, we got within $30 of doing the overtime on credit.
You had a great show tonight.
I thought so too.
Yep.
So $80 away. We're going to roll that over into tomorrow night. Hopefully we can knock it out. Thank you guys anyway. Appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. April, thanks a ton.
Thank you.
Talk to you guys then. Good night, everyone.